God over money, time ticking, my time ticking. I ain't even had fries with the Popeye chicken. I ain't even had sides, I was high five licking at the crib on the couch with the Wi-Fi tripping.
What's up? It's your boy Marcel Hall. Thank you for listening to the Hallway Podcast. As usual, we talk about sports, hip-hop, life, kingdom, you name it. Whatever's going on in the news, we talk about it. Want to start off with this. This just came down. I just saw this. Cam Newton signed with the New England Patriots. That's right, Cam Newton. It's about time he signed. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't signed. I'm not sure what's up with all that. But Cam Newton to the Patriots. Now, this is interesting. We're going to see. This is going to tell us a lot about Bill Belichick and the Patriots organization. Can they, quote unquote, get Cam back to where he used to be? Can they insert anybody? Was Tom Brady all that? Or is Cam Newton all that? Can he flourish in a different system? Can he come back to his MVP playing status from several years ago? Now, this is very interesting, and it puts me, and I'm sure a number of you, in an awkward position. See, I have a love-hate relationship with Cam Newton. We don't really have a relationship, but you know what I'm saying. I love his talent, always have. When I saw him at Auburn, I was impressed and thought, this guy is it. He's the real deal. Cannon of an arm. A linebacker when he runs with the ball. I mean, his physique is like a linebacker. Crazy, fast. However, I can't stand the pouting. I can't. I love Cam to death, but when he loses and he wins, there's such a stark contrast. It's just hard to vouch for him when he loses and starts pouting. But I love him. And so overall, I'm a fan of Cam, and root for him and still support him and always want him to do well. And that's the predicament that's tough for me, because I want him to do well, but I want the Patriots to lose. Like many of you, I can't stand the New England Patriots. Not a fan. Would rather have them lose every game, unless they're playing the Dallas Cowboys or the LA Rams. Okay, so I'm a 49ers fan. And so I want Cam to do well, but I don't want the Patriots to do well. I want Cam to ball out. I want him to, be just ball out. However, I want the New England Patriots to lose every game while he does it. But if that happens, if Cam balls out but they lose, they're going to blame Cam. And so Cam's not going to get the props that I feel he would deserve. And so that's a tough position for me to be in. It's kind of like kids who don't want to admit that they like the food that they didn't want to try. You know what I'm talking about? Those who have been around kids, you have kids, and they don't want to try certain food, and you're telling them, look, try the food, and then they eat it, and you can tell they like it, but they don't want to admit it. That's similar to the position I feel like I'm in with Cam Newton and the Patriots, where when the kid eats it, they can tell, hey, oh, this actually isn't that bad. I want to eat it, but I can't admit that I was wrong. And so they're stuck because they don't want to lie, but yet they don't want to give in. And trust me, I've been there before as a grown man. Karina could tell you. And so I don't want the Patriots to win, but I don't want Cam to do poorly. And so I don't know. I don't know what could happen. I mean, maybe he could just ball out, but the defense is just terrible and loses every game for him. And therefore, Cam could ball out, go to a different team, resurrect his career, and the Patriots stink, and all will be good in the world. Hopefully that's what can happen. So I just wanted to address that real quickly. But main topic for today, as you know, for all my listeners out there, my supportive, loyal listeners, we haven't had an episode in a while. There's been a lot that's happened. A lot of protests, a lot of things going on. And so we took a break. And so I wanted to address some of the social issues here. And this is a very serious one. I did address the police brutality and social injustice. I did address that, but I wanted to address some more of this right now. For months, and this maybe even more than a few months, but for a long time, I would receive multiple spam callers a day. And I mean multiple. I'm not talking one or two. I mean, I would get like 4 or 5. I mean, it got so bad to the point where I just declined all calls from numbers that aren't in my contacts. Decline them all. Doesn't matter who it is. And then COVID hit. And I still received some spam calls at the beginning, but then it stopped. And I thought, you know what? If there's at least one silver lining in all of this, maybe it is spam callers stopping. And so for about at least a month or so, I would get maybe really zero to little amount of spam callers. I was fired up. And then about 2 weeks ago, they came back. Yes, the spam callers came back. And it was kind of like the rise in COVID cases. Like, the COVID cases went down and now they're spiking back up. That's kind of like what happened to me in my spam calling cases, okay? They dipped down and now they're on the rise again and now it's out of control. And like any sane person, I'm obviously very upset about this. I am unhappy. But I want to ask this legitimate question to all you spammers out there. How can you spam me in these current times? Don't you know I'm a brother? Don't you know I'm a black man and you have the audacity to spam me during this time? That's a bad look. You aren't going to get any support from me regardless, but you're going to lose all support from my allies as well. Now, I know you have my information because that's how you called me. And I'm sure you know I'm black. At least you should know I'm black. And so for you to be calling a brother during this time shows that you don't get it. Because here's my message that for the hour. Standing in the protest with everybody, here's the thing. Black phones matter. Black phones matter. My phone matters. Look, there's protests going on and you are still spamming brothers. That don't make any sense. I mean, how could you spam brothers during this time? Before the protest? Okay. But after the protest, you're not paying attention. You should be ashamed of yourself. If you don't get it now, then you're not paying attention. Are you not reading the news online? Are you not watching the news stations, the news channels, and see what's going on? You see, black phones matter. And we want you to stop spamming us forever, but at least stop during this time of protest. At least stop until we get some real change. Stop calling me about student loans. Stop calling me about refinancing. Stop calling me about property. Stop. Now, some might think that this is potentially a plot by the man to stop the progress of awareness and change. Hear me out on this. Now, I'll always listen to a conspiracy theory. I will always listen to one. Some I believe, some I won't. But some might say that, hey, this is how you're going to stop some of the progress. Because they want us to be distracted. They want us to get some extra debt. They want us to be on the phones. They want us to be upset instead of speaking up. And you know what? They might have a good theory right here. But I'm going to say this. If that's your plot, if that's the man's plot, I'm going to let you know you won't get me. No, I'm speaking up. Black phones matter. BPM. Defund the spammers. You see, we want radical change and justice for our black phones. My white allies can join too. Please join with me. Do not stand by and let this injustice continue. Please stand with us. Yes, I know all phones matter, but right now we need to make sure we understand black phones matter. Raise up your phone, your iPhone, your Samsung, your LG, whatever it is, high in the sky with another clenched fist and say, Black phones matter. So here's what I suggest. I suggest we set up another protest and we march this week. We're going to go from Sprint to Verizon, then to AT&T, and stop at the T-Mobile stores. And we're going to have our signs, and we're going to have them ready. And my kids will join me out there, and we will protest until we get some true change. Because Black phones matter. Y'all know I'm just having some fun, man. I'm just having some fun. It's your boy, Marcel Hall. Tune in to the next episode of the Hallway Podcast. It's official.